Jody Lurie with us, who's a credit analyst. And what's so great about this is it's away from full faith and credit, government bills, notes, and bonds. And it's like Paul said, fun stuff, Royal Caribbean, Viking. Which is the single fun thing that interests you right now in debt research?
The single fun thing, I think there's a lot of single fun things. I think seeing the cruise lines finally rise towards investment grade, or in Royal Caribbean's case, finally being investment grade rated, has been a tremendous sort of story that we've been following for a few years now. And Carnival actually reported this week, and seeing that their leverage is below 4 times, you sort of have to rub your eyes and say, where were we 2 years ago, and how did they get there so quickly?
How are these companies doing it? I mean, talk to us about just the fundamentals of the cruise business. What are the companies telling you guys these days?
So they're all pretty optimistic. I mean, there was a tinge of uncertainty or concern, I guess, in Carnival's conversations on Tuesday. And that is a function just of, Iran being so fresh, right? But I think so many of the cruise lines have pivoted away from these kind of problem areas as much as possible, so away to different regions. And the focus is continually on the Caribbean, where they're all building these fantastic islands that rival Vegas locations. And they're looking beyond that. So they're looking to, Asia and Australia as much as possible, and outside of these sort of Middle Eastern hotspots and Russia, Ukraine.
All right, the people like Charlie Pellet, they'll cruise no matter what's going on in the world. He'll cruise into waters that nobody should be going, that the Navy's nervous about. He doesn't care. How does the industry get new people into the industry?
I think it's a combination of word of mouth, but I do think this year they are spending a little bit more on marketing. And it is that component of doing things beyond just your traditional cruising. So building these islands that are destinations that tap into that concept of going somewhere and just having this all-inclusive destination. That's a very attractive spot. Right. People like beach vacations. Our most recent survey showed, I think it was 58% of people want to go to beach vacation this year.
Jersey Shore, Lisa.
Yeah. Jersey Shore, it's a hot place.
When you go into Starbucks, come on, what do you order?
What do I order? I usually order a latte with oat milk.
See?
Very, very boring. I usually put a little bit of cinnamon on top.
So Bryn Mawr.
It is.
It's very Bryn Mawr.
If she went to Villanova, she'd have a shot of Tito's in it.
I'd have a shot of the Pope.
Yes.
Of what?
The Pope. The Pope went to Villanova.
Pope went to Villanova. What are we doing? What else on the credit side is most attractive to you and your coverage right here?
Most attractive from the positive perspective, we've been still talking cruise lines. We're a little bit bored saying it, but at the same time, it's true. I also think that for sort of that carry trade discussion, you can look at the Marriotts, the Hyatts, the Hiltons of the world. I caveat Hilton because they're a company that if they wanted to be investment grade, in our opinion, they could be investment grade 5 years ago. But they've been choosing to stay high yield. I don't think they see the value in the trade-off.
I don't see the value. What is the value?
Right now, there isn't much.
Is the Starbucks a recovery play? Is it like already price up, yield down?
I think Starbucks is a questionable story, particularly on the credit side, because we had that news come out of that Chinese organization that basically reported that they were spinning off the China unit. And I don't know whether or not they're actually considering a partial sale. They were talking about that being a case. But of course, management has been saying that China is still a very important part of the story. They spent a lot of money building out China. But we do worry if they're going to be like Yum. And then in that case, you could look at the ratings dropping very, very quickly.
We need to have you back to talk about Pepsi and Yum and all that. A latte with oat milk?
Latte with oat milk. It's a good choice. The oat milk adds this like nutty, good flavor to it.
Wow.
Lisa,
Tom, on the
you can get as many
on the Bentley ride home here.
As you want.
I don't like sweet. I don't like sweet coffee.
A latte.
I like very bitter.